The SAT suite of assessments and support, the College Board. Our goals for tonight: details of the redesigned SAT and SAT-related assessments, meaningful practice and test preparation, Khan Academy and the College Board, next steps, and questions. What we see is a call to action, to ask assessments to do more than deliver a number. We must do more if we're going to improve readiness, and that is where the College Board Readiness and Success System comes into play. The College Board Readiness and Success System makes it easier for students to navigate a path through high school, college, and career through unmatched benefits to students, educators, and states and districts. We do this through 4 components. First, focused, clear, and useful assessments that reflect what students already are learning in their classrooms. Second, free, personalized, focused practice resources for all students. Third, college opportunities through scholarships, fee waivers, and AP credit. Fourth, career opportunities through powerful career planning partnerships and a focus on coding and STEM. In the interest of time, we are only going to focus on the parts of the system that will be most applicable to you and your students as we embark upon this 2015-16 school year. We will focus on the redesigned assessments, personalized practice through Khan Academy, and college opportunity through AP Potential, scholarships, SAT School Day, and free waivers. What should I focus on? We are making excellence easier through focused, clear, and useful assessments that reflect what students already are learning in their classrooms. Our redesigned assessments focus on the few, durable things that evidence shows matter most for college and career success. Focused on what is familiar to students in their classrooms today. Reflect the best of instruction in math, English language arts, science, history, and social studies, making it clear what students need to know to prepare for exams. Our assessments are clearer and more open than any in our history. No tricky question types, guessing penalty, or obscure vocabulary. We're telling everyone what's on the exams. Full SAT test specifications and extensive samples are available in 2 years in advance. Working together, our assessments provide useful benchmarks and consistent feedback for measuring student progress over time, allowing teachers to accelerate students who are either ahead or behind. PSAT 8-9 serves as a foundation for understanding student progress as they enter high school. PSAT 10 NMSQT is a check-in on student progress and pinpoints areas for improving readiness. SAT provides a powerful connection to college. Insight scores focus teacher and student efforts on targeted areas of knowledge and skills with an integrated, personalized plan for practice and growth. How do I improve? We are making excellence easier through free, personalized, focused practice resources for all students. These practice resources supplement the best way to prepare for the SAT through great classroom instruction. In partnership with Khan Academy, we're removing barriers that students and their families face in accessing high-quality practice resources for the PSAT and SAT. Khan Academy offers teachers a new partner in their hard work to prepare students for college. In addition to offering free practice resources, we're providing personalized practice plans to every student so that they can strengthen essential readiness skills. By collaborating with teachers and community-based organizations such as Boys and Girls Club, we're ensuring that as many students as possible can take advantage of these resources. Our research clearly tells us that college and career readiness is not a point in time. In fact, it is a process that requires students to focus on what matters most to be on target for college readiness. That is why we are launching the new and redesigned SAT suite of assessments. The SAT suite consists of focused tests tied to each other not only through common content, but through sharing a common score scale that measures student growth and readiness. Working together, our assessments provide useful benchmarks and consistent feedback for measuring student progress over time, allowing teachers to accelerate students who are either ahead or behind. The PSAT 8-9 replaces the current Ready Step assessment and will serve as the foundation for understanding students' progress as they enter high school. The PSAT 8-9 will be administered this spring, and benchmarks and norms for both 8th and 9th grades. The PSAT and NMSQT is a check-in on student progress and pinpoints areas for improving readiness. There are also many benefits associated with this test, including scholarships and valuable practice for the SAT. Finally, the SAT provides a powerful connection to college. The PSAT 8-9 replaces the current Ready Step assessment and will serve as the foundation for understanding students' progress as they enter high school. The first PSAT 8-9 will be administered this October, fall of 2015. The fall testing window for the PSAT 8-9 will run from October 2015 through January 2016. A spring testing window for the PSAT 8-9 will run from late February 2016 through early March 2016. The PSAT 8-9 will provide benchmarks and norms for both 8th and 9th grades. Students in Michigan will be taking the PSAT 8-9 during the spring assessment window. The PSAT 10 and PSAT NMSQT are the same test. The main differences are the administrations and the tie to the National Merit Scholarship Corporation. In the fall, the assessment is called the PSAT NMSQT and is tied to the National Merit, hence the name. The test will be offered on 2 dates in October. It can be administered to 10th and 11th graders, but only 11th graders are eligible for the National Merit recognition. In the spring, the test will be called the PSAT 10 and will not have any ties to National Merit. It will be administered to 10th graders during the spring assessment window in Michigan. There are 8 key changes to the SAT. Words and context, command of evidence, essay analyzing a source, math that matters most, problems grounded in real-world contexts, analysis in science and in history and social studies, U.S. founding documents and great global conversations, and no penalty for guessing. Words and context. Many questions in the SAT suite will focus on important, widely used words and phrases found in texts in many different subjects. The focus of these questions will be on determining the meaning of or implications of these words and phrases in the context in which they are used. This is demanding but rewarding work centered on words and phrases that students use throughout their lives, in high school, college, or workforce training and beyond. No longer will students use flashcards to memorize obscure words, only to forget them the minute they put their pencils down. The redesigned test will engage students in close reading and honor the best work of the classroom. Command of evidence. When students take the evidence-based reading and writing section of the exams on the essay section of the redesigned SAT, they'll be asked to demonstrate their ability to interpret, synthesize, and use evidence found in a wide range of sources. These sources include informational graphics such as tables, charts, and graphs, as well as multi-paragraph passages in the areas of literature and literary nonfiction, the humanities, science, history, and social studies, and on topics about work and careers. For every passage or pair of passages students read on the reading test, at least one question asks them to decide which part of the text best supports the answer to previous questions. In other cases, students will be asked to integrate the information conveyed through words and graphics in order to find the best answer to a question. Questions on the writing and language test will also focus on command of evidence. Students will be asked, for example, to analyze sequences of sentences or paragraphs to make sure they are logical. In other questions, students will be asked to interpret graphics and edit a portion of the accompanying passage so that it clearly and accurately conveys the information in the graphics. Essay analyzing a source. This focus of the essay on the redesigned SAT will be very different from that of the essays from the current SAT. In the new format, students will read a passage and explain how the author builds an argument to persuade an audience. Students may analyze such aspects of the passage as the author's use of evidence, reasoning, and stylistic and persuasive elements. This task more closely mirrors college writing assignments. Math that matters most. The SAT suite of assessments will focus in depth on 3 essential areas of math: problem solving and data analysis, heart of algebra, and passport to advanced math. Problem solving and data analysis is about being quantitatively literate. The SAT suite includes using ratios, percentages, and proportional reasoning to solve problems in science, social science, and career context. The heart of algebra focuses on mastery of linear equations and systems, which helps students develop key powers of abstraction. Passport to advanced mathematics focuses on the student's familiarity with more complex equations and manipulations they require. Current research shows that these areas most contribute to readiness for college and career training. They're used disproportionately in a wide range of majors and careers. In addition to these areas, the SAT, PSAT, and PSAT-10 will include questions on other topics in math, including the kinds of geometric and trigonomic skills that are most relevant in college and careers. Problems grounded in real-world context. In all the tests included in the SAT suite, students will engage with questions grounded in the real world and directly related to the work performed in college and career. Analysis in science and in history, social studies. When students take the tests included in the SAT suite, they will be asked to apply their reading, writing, language, and math knowledge and skills to answer questions in science, history, and social studies context. In this way, the tests will call on the same knowledge and skills that students use in college, in their jobs, and throughout their lives to make sense of recent discoveries, political developments, global events, and health and environmental issues. U.S. founding documents and great global conversations. The U.S. founding documents, including the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Federalist Papers, have been inspired and have helped to inspire a conversation that continues to this day about the nature of civic life. Authors, speakers, and thinkers from the United States and around the world have broadened and deepened the conversation around such vital matters as freedom, justice, and human dignity. Every time students take an exam in the suite, they will encounter a passage from a text from the global conversation. In this way, the exams will inspire a close reading of this rich, meaningful, and often profound text, not only as a way to develop valuable college and career readiness skills, but also as an opportunity to reflect on and deeply engage with issues and concerns central to informed citizenship. No penalty for guessing. The SAT suite of assessments will not deduct points for incorrect answers. Students will earn points for questions they answer correctly. SAT scores and subscores. Based on the 8 key changes and the various tests, the College Board will provide a new set of scores and subscores. On this slide, we are looking at the SAT scores and score ranges. The PSAT and MSQT will report the same scores. In the following slides, we will take a look at what the other score ranges for PSAT and MSQT will look like when placed on a vertical scale with the rest of the tests included in the SAT suite of assessments. SAT scores reported will include a total score, section scores, test scores, writing section, cross-test scores, subscores, writing and language tests contribute to words and context, and command of evidence scores. Most colleges report they are unlikely to use redesigned SAT subscores for admission or placement purposes until research on the validity of using subscores for those purposes becomes available. Some colleges have expressed interest in researching how specific subscores may inform admission to specialized programs. For example, engineering programs may find that certain subscores are helpful in identifying students who are likely to be successful. Colleges have more widely expressed interest in researching how to use redesigned SAT subscores to gain more insight into students' academic strengths and areas for development. For example, If a single score or subscore is significantly higher or lower than the other scores, that information may provide insight to help institutions make placement decisions and tailor academic support. The College Board will work with the colleges to research the appropriate and best use of redesigned SAT scores. This research will use data from the high school graduating class of 2017 and will likely become available only after they have completed their first year of college. The essay will have 3 scores associated with it, and these scores will not be added up to a total score. Students will receive scores for reading, analysis, and writing. The essay will be scored the same way it is today, with 2 readers, each providing a score of 1 to 4 for each of the categories. Students do not have the option of taking the SAT with the essay. In Michigan, students will take the essay with the SAT during the spring assessment window. As you can see on this slide, the PSAT, NMSQT, PSAT 10, and PSAT 8-9 score ranges will vary slightly from SAT score ranges. However, the scores, except for subscores, will be placed on a vertical scale. This is actually quite helpful for both educators and students because the scores provide a gauge of how prepared a student is for the SAT. A 500 in math on the PSAT, for example, means that the student would be expected to also score a 500 in math if he or she took the SAT on the same day. There are no zeros to add, and the student and educator have a pretty good idea of where the student is in relation to the student's goals. In addition, placing test and cross-test scores on a vertical scale provides even more information about student strengths and weaknesses. Subscores on the redesigned assessments will not be vertically aligned, but they will share a common score scale. Subscores provide even more information, allowing students to pinpoint specific areas for improvement. Some of the benefits to having the vertical scores. The clear benefit of vertically scaling our assessments will be our ability to directly communicate with students, teachers, schools, districts, and states about the progress of the students. The scores on each test are equivalent, so progress between tests is a straightforward look at the difference between the 2 results. The differences in the difficulty of the assessments become clear. The variations in the score ranges allow students taking PSAT 8-9 to get a full range of information, even at the lower end, without compromising the upper end differentiation in either the PSAT 10 and PSAT or the SAT. College Board and Khan Academy and you. In 2014, Khan Academy and the College Board announced a landmark partnership to provide free, world-class test practice for all students. Beginning in early June of 2015, all students have the opportunity to practice for the redesigned SAT using Khan Academy's online tools, including diagnostic quizzes, full-length practice tests, interactive problems, and personalized practice recommendations. Students will also receive instant feedback on their answers so they can see their progress and make the most of their study time. Official SAT practice will continue to be enhanced after its launch. For example, students will be able to upload their PSAT, NMSQT, PSAT 10, and PSAT 8-9 scores to Khan Academy to get an even more personalized SAT practice experience. Khan Academy is a nonprofit that provides free online materials and resources to support personalized education for learners of all ages. The 501c3 organization was founded by Salman Khan in 2008 and now has a team of around 60 full-time staff. Since the June 2nd launch and the website going live, it has received more than 5 million hits so far, 70,000 visits on the very first day, and over 3.1 million SAT-like problems completed by 273,000 unique users. Khan Academy is an educational nonprofit dedicated to providing a free world-class education to anyone, anywhere, through the delivery of online instructional resources. The College Board and Khan Academy are partnering to provide free, high-quality SAT practice materials to all students. In this partnership, the College Board will continually work with Khan Academy to ensure that the practice resources are of the highest quality and focus on the coursework that matters most. For the first time ever, all students will have access to the best exam practice available, regardless of educational background or ability to pay for preparation. Together, we are developing comprehensive practice materials that will be personalized, interactive, and engaging. It will be powered by thousands of practice problems co-developed by the College Board and Khan Academy. In addition to offering free practice resources through our partnership with Khan Academy, we're providing personalized practice plans to every student so they can strengthen essential readiness skills. By collaborating with teachers and the community-based organizations such as Boys and Girls Club, we're ensuring that as many students as possible can take advantage of these resources. Step 1. Send scored data. Students will be able to link their College Board and Khan Academy accounts in order to create personalized practice plans. Students will need to have taken a redesigned assessment in order to be able to create a personalized plan. Scores from the current test cannot be used to create redesigned SAT practice. If a student has not completed a redesigned College Board exam or chooses not to share scores, Khan Academy will administer a diagnostic in order to create a practice plan. 2. Personalized roadmap. This is constantly evolving and based on student results, progress, and new learnings that Khan Academy will have from other students. 3. Practice tests with scoring. The College Board is writing practice tests for Khan Academy platform written by the same team that is writing the operational exam. Students will be able to take these practice tests online or in the paper pencil format through downloading and printing the PDFs. If they take paper and pencil tests, they'll be able to take a picture of the grid through a smartphone app that the College Board is building, which will give them an immediate score and integrate the results into their Khan Academy profile, feeding further adaptation and personalization. The PSAT NMSQT score reports. The Student Report Dashboard. Students will be able to see a consolidated view of all assessment scores. They will have a brief overview of each assessment, including grade and year taken, plus top-level section scores. This will include the pre-2015 PSAT NMSQT scores. Report details will be less detailed for the pre-2015 PSAT NMSQT scores. Students will receive projected score ranges for the next assessment, percentile rankings, tallies of correct and incorrect answers. Detailed information will come from the College Board readiness benchmarks on the 2 section scores, evidence-based reading and writing and math. Students will receive the projected score ranges for the next assessment needed to be taken in the order of the suite of assessments, and they will also receive a percentile ranking. Performance-based benchmarks for individual scores. They will also give information on skills that need to be strengthened, where they are approaching the benchmark, and if they met or exceeded the benchmark. They will also receive a listing of the correct and incorrect answers. Students will receive a detailed explanation of their current college readiness skills based on the test score band and typical students. Students will also be able to see actionable steps to improve on skills required to be college ready. Each skill will be linked to an applicable sub-score categories. In the spring of 2016, all 9th graders across the state of Michigan will take the PSAT 9. All 10th graders will take the PSAT 10, and all 11th graders will take the SAT with essay. This reduces testing time. High school students will no longer have to take a state-developed exam in English Language Arts and Math. In the spring, 11th graders took the ACT exam in March, then took additional state-developed exams in April. The state says this will reduce testing time in the 11th grade by up to 8 hours. For more information, you can contact Washtenaw Intermediate School District and Livingston Educational Service Agency's Assessment Coordinator, Heather Rottermond, at hrottermond@washtenawisd.org, or you can contact College Board directly.